Hi there, welcome to Don's Workshop. This is my review of the UCS AT-ST. Now here it is, all built up. It's a pretty good build. Nothing crazy about it other than what they did, kind of what they did with the legs. Because the AT-ST is a two-legged walker, it is much harder to balance it. So they had to kind of build the legs out in a way that it could balance nicely. So they made the feet much larger. They put some rubber pieces on there so it doesn't slide around and it's able to have a good footing. So the legs are pretty, or the feet are pretty large. The legs are a little, I'd say the legs are probably a little shorter than they would be, and they have to be like extra strengthened so that they can hold on. So this is a very solid build right up here as well as all the way down the leg to keep it balanced and standing up. Now what that means is, of course, is the legs don't move. So unlike on the AT-AT, the legs don't move on the AT-ST. We're trying to develop a standing two-legged walker that has moving legs is something like robotics is having a hard time doing, much less getting Lego to do it without any kind of electronics to help with the balancing. So essentially, this is, quite good what they've done here, since this is going to primarily be for display. And it's mostly because these legs are like in a odd kind of shape. They're not straight up and down like some other robots, like the Transformers. So it's harder to get the center of gravity in a way that it's not going to just fall over when you move the legs around. They do have moving parts, of course. Main thing, it's mostly up here on the cabin. So the cabin moves back and forth. So that's pretty nice. It's good movement there all the way around. The turrets on the sides move around as well. And this moves kind of back and forth. Now you have to be careful when moving this back and forth, because if the guns are in a little bit, it'll knock this piece off. And this is one of these one stud connection pieces that I don't like, that they love to do on the Star Wars sets. So these will come off quite easily, and if you don't have these guns sticking out. So make sure you do that before you're moving it around. We have the brow kind of protective pieces here. They do adjust. You can move them around. And of course, you can, well, first of all, you have the little hatch that does open on the top, but the whole lid will come off or open up. It doesn't come off, it just opens up. They actually put a hinge on it so that you can actually open it up and sit somebody in there if you want. It's probably a little bit bigger than minifig size, but it's about right. It's not, the seats are not really easy to sit in. Yeah, once again, you have that opens up, and then the whole thing opens up. So you can see inside, and they got the little computers in there, and little control sticks as well. You can see some of the grommets over here, they're just holding on, holding on the sides. The sides, unlike on the AT-AT, sides aren't really supposed to come off. Front is not really supposed to come off. The lid opens nicely so you can get everything inside. It's much more stable and solid than on the AT-AT. Doesn't mean there's not any one stud connections, it's just they don't have as many. So there shouldn't be as many parts that will just kind of randomly fall off on this set, because where the one stud connections are is not necessarily in the worst spot. Now the part that I'd probably say is going to be the worst is this on the foot. These corner pieces are connected on one stud on the back of the foot, so I'm sure if you set it down in kind of on anything slight angle, those will pop off. They did have them stick out a little bit so they don't necessarily will get hit. There is another plate underneath to help take the weight of the AT-ST, so we don't have to maybe worry about those coming off, but it is a one stud connection, so if you bump it in the wrong way, it's going to come off. Anyway, overall, it's a pretty good set. Also comes with the display panel here and the AT-ST pilot here. So pretty good. I liked the build in general. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too repetitive either, because it's just, instead of 4 legs, it's just 2, so it wasn't too bad. And this central, this is the kind of the most interesting piece that you have to build here. And you start off building the central piece to hold the legs together and put the head on here with the cabin. And that is a kind of, it's a pretty good solid piece there. It's a pretty good set. Like any Star Wars set, you want to find these at a discount, wait for a sale, wait for double points, wait for something to get more value out of them there, because as usual, they have a higher price than other sets for similar piece counts. And because it's Star Wars, you're getting a lot of gray. So anyway, if you like that review and would like to see more, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and take it easy.